Welcome back to my channel. Have you ever used Copilot for Power BI? Have you asked Copilot some questions about your data? Did it actually answer really well? Or did you think that the answers are not relevant or Copilot is actually hallucinating? If your answer to those questions is yes, then this video is for you. Hello, I'm Sohail Bakhshi, a Microsoft Data Platform MVP with a very warm welcome from AIinsight.com. In today's video, I am going to cover a feature that was released in May 2025 that is specifically about Copilot for Power BI. There is now a standalone Copilot specifically for Power BI that you can ask questions about your data. But to get more accurate answers from Copilot, we need to help Copilot to understand our questions and understand the data better. Generally speaking, the AI engines are not good in understanding our data, specifically raw data. They will be able to provide more accurate answers if we give the data semantics, which in Microsoft Fabric world, it translates to our semantic models. But even in semantic models, understanding the actual meaning of the data would be really hard for an AI model to understand. So this new feature provides us the ability to prepare our data models for AI to help AI engine or Copilot engine to provide more accurate answers. To do that, we need to take a few steps that I'm going to explain in today's video. I have also authored a blog post in Theta New Zealand's website. Look at the descriptions down below, and I walked you through these steps from a very generic point of view. In today's video, however, I'm going into more details and provide some real-world scenarios to test Copilot abilities after I prepare my semantic model for AI. So without any further ado, let's get to it. Before I begin, I would like to remind you that this feature is only available on Microsoft Fabric capacities because it requires Copilot, and Copilot is only available in Microsoft Fabric capacities. Before setting up the prep for AI, let's have a look at an example and see how Copilot responds to the user's prompts without this feature. So I just open a report and run Copilot. So I click on the Copilot button and let me ask a question, something like, what is my sales over month? After a couple of seconds, it gives me the results, which doesn't look to be correct because I asked for sales over month, but what I am getting is state, province, and monthly sales average. As you see, Copilot interpreted my question and generated a completely different result. So as a user, I know that this report is connected to a semantic model that contains some sensitive information. Let me ask a question, something like, what employee had the most reseller sales? As you can see, the response is about Linda Michelle. Now let's ask another question, something like, what is Linda Michelle's email address? The answer is interesting. So it found that I misspelled Linda Michelle. So let's correct the spelling. There you go. We have Linda Michelle's email address. This is perhaps not what we want from our end users to be able to do. I know you may think that these sorts of problems could be handled in row-level security, and you are absolutely right. But here we are. We have an open report which doesn't have any row-level security or object-level security, and we ask some questions irrelevant to the report itself, and it is actually replying back to us, which introduces some privacy and compliance risks. As you saw, Copilot confused my question with something else, and it also exposed some sensitive data to an irrelevant user. So using the new Prep for AI feature, we can add another layer of control to how Copilot responds to the questions. We are training Copilot to be more thorough. Now let me open another report that is connected to a very similar semantic model, but this one has prepared for AI. And I will ask very similar questions. After opening the report, I click on Copilot. Now I ask a very similar question to the one that we asked before. What are monthly sales? This time, Copilot is giving us result that we have defined in the prep for AI, which is 100% correct. We have also previously asked about a specific employee, and this time I will just spell it correctly to see how Copilot responds. As you can see, it gives us a very generic answer saying that I do not have that kind of information, and offers us to ask a more sales related question. To use this feature, we have to do some configuration in Power BI Desktop first. So I open my report in Power BI Desktop, and I need to enable Prep for AI preview feature. To do so, I go to the File menu, and then Options and Settings, and then I click Options. In the Options window, I click on the Preview Features and scroll down to find the Prep for AI feature, which I have already enabled, and then you click OK. The next step is to click on Prep Data for AI button from the ribbon in Power BI Desktop, and then we click on Simplify the Data Schema. Here is where we can exclude some tables that we do not want Copilot to respond any questions that are related to those tables. When you open this up for the first time, if you had any hidden tables or hidden columns, Power BI excludes those items from the data schema. So I have excluded customer, currency, employee, and a couple of other tables that I didn't want to be included in Copilot's answers. The next configuration that we must do in Power BI Desktop is add AI instructions. And here's the instruction that I added. If the user asks any questions that relates to employee or customer tables, Copilot responds a predefined answer, which is I do not have that information, and offer the user to ask sales related questions. And the next piece of the puzzle is the verified answers. As you can see, I have already defined some verified answers. To verify an answer, we have to close this window and go onto our report. Click the more options on a visual and click set up a verified answer. And I add phrases that I want Copilot to answer with this visual when people ask. Something like, what is the monthly profit? Then I click add. To see if Copilot has any suggestions for this visual, I can click on the refresh button, and it generates some new questions for me. Something like, what is the monthly profit trend? Which is a good one. So I click on it. How much profit was made each month? That's also good. Can you show me monthly profit? That one is also good. So I add all of those. So from now on, if the users ask any of these questions, this visual will show up. Now I click apply. After defining the verified answers, we have to publish our model into Power BI service as a semantic model. So I click the publish button, I save it, I select the workspace and then click select. It identifies that this semantic model is connected to some reports. In this case, there is only one report, so I click replace. After it's finished, I close it, got it, and I go back to Power BI service for the very last piece of the puzzle. I'm now back to Power BI service in Microsoft Fabric to do the very last piece of the puzzle, which is marking this semantic model as prepared for AI. To do so, I click on the More options, and then I click Settings, scroll down to find AI preparation. I just open that and tick the Prepared for AI option, and then I click Apply. So now let's see how the end users can actually interact with the data and with Copilot. If you remember at the beginning of this video, we talked about the new updates for Copilot in Power BI, which now we get a standalone Copilot dedicated for Microsoft Fabric. So now I would like to see how that feature works. Let's head back to my laptop and have a look at this feature in more detail. The very first thing that appears here is that I do not have a standalone Copilot available yet. To enable that, I need to make a simple configuration on my admin portal. So I click on the settings, click admin portal. I use the search bar and type in Copilot to filter the settings that are only around Copilot. The second setting is that the users can access a standalone version of Copilot for Power BI. Let's expand that, and then I just enable it. Looking at the description, it tells us that we have to actually enable another setting, which is the first setting, that users can use Copilot and other features powered by OpenAI, which I have already enabled. So I just need to enable this setting, and then I click Apply. After a couple of seconds or a couple of minutes, this feature will apply, and I will see a dedicated Copilot on my Microsoft Fabric. So I press Ctrl F5 to flush the history, and there you go. As you can see, Copilot is now available as a standalone page. Let's click on Copilot and see what we get over here. This is the first time that I'm using Copilot, so I need to select a workspace, and that workspace must be backed by a Fabric capacity. So I click the Select Workspace drop-down and then click Fabric Demo. Then I click OK. So now let's ask a question. Show me sales over month. As you can see, Copilot is asking us to add an item for more precise answers. So I would select the semantic model that I marked as prep for AI. Click Add Items for better insights, semantic models, and from the list, I select sales analysis, which is the one that I'm already prepared, and I click confirm. Then I send the question. There you go. That's exactly what I wanted. Now let me ask another question. This time I would ask, what is total sales for Linda Michelle? And I select my semantic model again. And I click confirm, and I press enter to send the question. There you go. As you can see, it says that I do not have that information. Meanwhile, if you like, you can ask some sales related questions, which is exactly what we have set up. If you have noticed, in both questions, I have selected the semantic model that was marked as prep for AI. Let me ask this question one more time, but this time I do not select the semantic model. As a matter of fact, I have an exact same copy of this semantic model, and that semantic model is not prepared for AI. Let's see if Copilot is clever enough to only use the semantic model that is marked as prep for AI. Let me ask the very same question again, and I press enter. As you see, this time Copilot tried to answer my question. Let me ask another question. This time I would ask, what is Linda Michelle's email address? And I press enter. As you can see, this time it did not provide any answers and it said, as stated before, we do not have information about Linda Michel's email address. Would you like to ask sales questions? Let me clear this chat and start all over again, asking the very same question. Let's see what Copilot responds this time. It's very interesting. It refuses to answer my question again. So for the very last time, I clear chat and I ask the very same question again to see if this time Copilot gives up and provides Linda Michel's email address, just out of curiosity. There you go. That's pretty much it for today. In today's video, we looked at the new Prep Your Data for AI feature available in Power BI and how it can actually protect our sensitive data. By all means, I do not recommend relying on this setting only. We definitely have to follow best practices and apply row-level security and object level security and purview sensitivity labels to add all the required security layers on top of our sensitive data. But this is a nice touch that Microsoft has added to Power BI, and I can see how it can help the end users to gain more trust over the generated answers by AI. I hope you enjoyed this video today and you have learned something new. If you like the content, you know what to do. If you have any comments or questions, post it in the comments section down below and catch you in the next one.